Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum. Last time, we fought against Mars here at Lake Verity and learned that Team Galactic has captured the 3 Pokemon of the lakes and are somehow planning to use them to create a new universe. Whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. This time, we gotta make sure that Barry is okay. He headed off to Lake Equity and we have not heard from him, so we are heading off to the north. Start off by going to Celestic Town. And this music really does not do a good job setting the tone. Well, okay, I don't really think this music does much of a good job for anything, really, but hey, I know some people like it, so maybe I shouldn't be that harsh on it. I don't like disliking major parts of games that I enjoy playing otherwise. I really don't. It's one of those things where if it's an aspect of something that I understand that there are people out there that like it, I wish I could see what they see. Because it does kind of stink whenever there's that one really major thing in an otherwise great game that you just don't really like. Here's the entrance to Mount Coronet. We came here briefly earlier, around the time that we first visited Celestic Town, but there was nothing that we could do. Now that we have strength, however, we could push that boulder up there and have an easy shortcut back to Eterna City. Instead, I am going to bang my, well, I was gonna say head into this rock, but bang my bicycle tire into this rock. Sure feels like I'm banging my head into it with how long it's gonna take. Yeah, we can't do anything about that quite yet. There's no way to pull a rock, so we're kind of stuck there. Again, though, if I were to go this way, is there actually... Yeah, there is this up here. Is there... Yes! Get TM69 rock polish. Wow, the number 69 you think would be the one number that I'd be super eager to read, and then I read it wrong. Rock polish is a rock-type move that raises the speed of the user. It's not really something you'd expect rock types to have, but just saying. Between Rock Polish, Stone Edge, and just in general the effects of Sandstorm getting changed a little bit with that special defense buff, Rock type's got a huge buff in Gen 4. It's so much better than they ever were, at least I think they are, and that's yet another example of that. Get a rare candy. Always welcome my collection. I usually save my rare candies for the end of a playthrough just so I can use them when they mean the most. And, yeah. Want to use my Repel once again. And we are finally going to be able to see an area of Mount Coronet that is not just a different area of the first floor. Yeah, we're going down into the basement. There's fog down here. As much as I would normally be like, you don't really need defog to see and all that, it does make fighting more difficult. And yeah, you can use X accuracies to get around it, and you don't completely need defog. And yeah, again, I do think it's stupid how effectively there's 2 moves that do the same thing in the same game. But we'll teach it to our Tropius here just because it can learn it. I guess I'll get rid of Stomp. I know that I don't really need Sweet Scent for anything. You can use that to attract wild Pokemon without having to run around in the grass, which is kind of nice. But I don't know, it's just whenever a move has a field use like that, I just feel wrong for getting rid of it. It's a personal thing, and I know that it's stupid, and maybe you shouldn't really take that to heart really all that much, but it's just something that personally kind of bugs me. Got an item right here if we use Rock Smash and Ultra Ball. Very welcome once again, and down here, there is a stone that did not have the lighting effects in this room applied to it. And it's not even a hidden item, so you can't even make that excuse of, hey, it was meant to stand out. There is a single new encounter that you can get down here, and I want to see if maybe I can get a little lucky with running into it. Gonna register my Good Rod. There you are. I think I scrolled past it twice, actually. The new encounter I want to talk about is the Pokemon Feebas. Before going over Feebas as an option for your team whatsoever, I need to talk about its sheer rarity. If you've never played this game before, I'm sure you're kind of going like, well, you know, I'm sure maybe it's got like a low encounter rate or something, or you have to have like a really good fishing rod to be able to catch it or whatever, right? Feebas has a 50% encounter rate no matter what rod you use. On only 4 random tiles in this entire basement floor of Mount Coronet, randomly generated every new playthrough. It is one of the rarest Pokemon in existence at this point in the series, and it can be a real pain to catch if you want to add it to your caught Pokedex. However, there is a way around this, and it's actually really nice. Mixing records. Only in Generation 4. After mixing records, everyone's Feebas encounter tiles will be synced to that of player 1 in the record mixing. Meaning that, say, if anybody that I did multiplayer stuff with so far in the series were to go and check their Feebas spots, if I were to happen to find one, they could see this video and go find one for themselves. It's a nice feature of mixing records. For a game where record mixing feels so pointless and like such a dumb addition because it really doesn't do much of anything, it's kind of great that there's that one super rare Pokemon that you can all collaborate together in order to find. It's a really neat experience. It's something you don't really get to do much in Pokemon games where you can all work as a team to locate where this super rare thing is and then share that information with one another. Or maybe you can each take a corner of the map to cut down on how much time it's going to take. I mean, you can mix records up to 4 other people at the same time, so it's not like you can't like divide it up into, well, okay, not quarters, but fifths, but still, when you're talking about a square pond, I would kind of think quarters would be the way to go, just saying. Yeah, Feebas is interesting to say the least. And that is even more so in what kind of Pokemon it is. It is a Magikarp clone, only knowing Splash, Tackle, and Flail until it evolves. Of course it's gonna suck in its base form, and evolving it is weird as well. It is to date the only Pokemon that evolves based on contest stats. It needs to have at least 170 beauty and then be leveled up. This might sound intimidating at first if you're not really good at making Pavins, but again, if you can work together with your friends and make Pavins in multiplayer, or better yet, just get some really good berries. You can get Pamtree berries, no problem at all, from the guy in Amity Square, 5 at a time, no less. It's not really all that bad when you think about it that way. When it evolves into Milotic, it gains the ability Marvel Scale, which will double its defense if it's suffering from a status condition. Think of it like the defensive equivalent of Guts. Milotic can function as a tank, it can function as a special attacker, and all in all, it's pretty solid in what it does both ways. The only real downside to it that I would personally be able to say is that for multiplayer, its move pool is a bit on the shallow side. It's very predictable what moves just about every Milotic is going to have in multiplayer, so you're not about to catch your opponent off guard with it. But hey, if you're incredibly lucky and you manage to find one of these things, perhaps it'll be offset by just how good its stats are. I'm gonna try just a little bit longer to see if I can get lucky and find a Feebas, because I'd really like the bragging rights of saying that I was able to find one around here. Because Feebas, with it having a 50% encounter rate on each tile, you skip Feebas encounter spots if you don't fish at least twice. It does happen. All the way back in Hoenn in my first playthrough of Sapphire, I fished every spot in all of Route 119 and never found a single Feebas, meaning that I skipped all 6 of the ones that you get in that game. It hurts, and it does happen. It really does. So I'm trying to be kind of cautious about this and seeing if maybe I can find it. If you personally want to catch one, you really got to take on the life of a fisherman. Just sit back, relax, zone out, play this fishing minigame, put on some good music. Always, grinding for anything in video games can be fun if it has the right music, and it can be made even better if you got some good friends by your side, especially if they are also trying to catch this thing. And hey, once again, if you mixed records, you've just made things a lot easier by having company while you do this arduous task. Oh! Whoa! Okay, that, after only 2 columns! Okay. As many of you have guessed, I want this to be the 5th member of the team. Thing is, this Feebas is level 10. They can be up to level 20 using the Good Rod. I now know that this is a Feebas spot, so I think I'm gonna run, and I think I'm gonna fish on this tile again. Also, in addition to everything I have said before, these tiles change every 24 hours. Come on, give me one that's higher level than that, please. No, not a Barboach, that's not what I want. Here we are, level 20 Feebas. Gonna use Confuse Ray. I suppose if anybody could do damage to this directly, it'd probably be Terpidius. But, I just sorta wanna see if maybe I can catch it without having to switch around or use more turns than I need to, because even though this didn't take as long as I thought it would, I've still been here for a little while. And for those of you that are playing along with my team, I kind of feel bad for those of you that don't have it quite so lucky with this. What do I wanna use? What do I wanna use? You know, maybe I will weaken it a little bit more. I'm sure the netball could catch it no problem, but I'm kind of thinking that even though happiness is kind of irrelevant to me using a Feebas, Just with how special it is being able to find a Feebas at all, maybe I want to catch it in the luxury ball, just as kind of a bit of a novelty thing. Surf probably won't knock it out. Now we'll probably be fine. Splash! Yeah, there we go. It's the Magikarp clone that you know that it is. Just find it kind of funny that of all the Pokemon I've done to make like the rarest one ever, they have it just be a shameless clone of Magikarp. Weak. Let's... Yes, luxury ball. Let's do it. Come on. That looks so cool, just those sparkles. Come on, please catch it. I only have one of these things. 2, 3. Yes! Yes! Now I'm gonna be really sad if this thing has a terrible nature, because if it does, I'm probably not gonna keep it now that I know where the Feebas tile is. Oh, that feels so good. It is a shabby and ugly Pokemon. However, it's very hardy and can survive on little water. These Pokedex entries are just downright cruel. I remember the Magikarp once said it was a pathetic excuse for a Pokemon, so... Somewhere in the Pokemon world exists one very passive-aggressive marine biologist. Possibly because they regret dedicating their entire life to the study of Magikarp. Oh man, I got naive. That is plus speed minus special defense. Not what I want at all. Special defense is a really important stat on Feebas. I guess that luxury ball's gone to waste. Decided to catch 3 more, see if maybe I could do a little better. We have a timid nature, that's minus attack plus speed, not so bad. A serious nature, that is completely neutral. And naughty nature, like spicy food, that means it's gonna be plus attack. That is not what I want. Feebas is not gonna use any physical attacks whatsoever. At all. So I might as well go for the timid nature, just so I get that plus 10% to my speed. Makes it more useful than the neutral nature, so we'll go for that. A lot of you have pointed out that you thought I was going to use Feebas on my team because of just how much time I've been pouring into berries, and those of you that said that, yeah, you're right. It was kind of an idea that I've had for a while now, just the fact that I wanted to dedicate a lot of time to showing how useful berries can be. It would make it relevant to a member of my team if I use Feebas as well, and while I'm definitely not the only person to use Feebas on my team in a Let's Play— Oh, what? Right now? I'm gushing over my new team member! Don't interrupt me like this! Now is not the time to be born, Riolu. We'll go over your bio in just a minute. Be patient, okay? I'm definitely not the only person to use Feebas on my team, but it's definitely not something I see that often. I've been waiting to use that one. Okay, so Feebas, like I said, it evolves based on contest stats, and while we were blending Pavins a few videos back, I made sure to make a lot of dry Pavins off screen with all those Pamtree berries that we had. But can I just point out what a strange combination this is? Keep in mind that Feebas is the only Pokemon that does anything like this. Not only would you expect a fish to choke on large pieces of bread and die, but we're also raising its beauty by stuffing its face full of sweets. Isn't that kind of the opposite of how that usually works? Yet another way that the world of Pokemon is so much cooler than ours. I sure wish it was like that in real life. Stuff your face full of muffins all day and never have to worry about it. As you feed it more and more Pavins, that sheen stat at the bottom of the screen will go up and up and up. Once that is all the way up, it cannot eat any more Pavins for the rest of its life. So make these Pavins count. Use your highest level ones first. Because if that sheen stat is all the way up and it doesn't meet the beauty requirements, your Feebas can never evolve. So be careful. With that, Feebas should only need 1 level up before it evolves. And it's going to be a while before it's a really helpful member of the team, so it's going to be sitting in the back with the experience share on it for quite a while. And luckily for me, unlike Magikarp, Feebas is able to learn Surf as an unevolved Pokemon, so we'll put that on it right away. It'll replace Derpidius as our main Surf user. And now, as we head back into Mount Coronet, getting back to where we were, let's go over Riolu. Oh man. If you can bear to stay awake during the daylight hours to make it evolve, Riolu is awesome! You can look forward to Counter at only level 6 and Force Palm at level 11. Not that you'd want to fight at that low of a level, but it at least has good moves to start out. If you can get it to evolve, Lucario is a fantastic steel fighting type mixed attacker. As for what level I suggest evolving it at, you really don't have to care all that much. Heart Scales will let you reteach anything you miss, but if you don't want to use them, it gets Bone Rush at level 19, which is alright. It gets Swords Dance at 33, so in addition to being powerful, it's a forgiving evolution. What I don't get about Lucario, though, is that everyone knows these are the Aura Pokemon. Which, honestly, as someone who follows all the Pokemon canons, The word aura just means whatever the hell the writers want it to mean at any given moment, and they never say what it actually means. In the real world, it's just atmosphere generated by a living thing. But in Pokemon, lasers shot from your hands, orbs of energy, power that causes you to lose your mind, spidey sense, or whatever the heck ability to cheat death. It's the Pokemon equivalent of the word alchemy. Asian pop culture would have you thinking that alchemy means mega powerful magic and shooting lightning bolts and stuff, when really, it's just idiots in the Dark Ages that thought they could take a pair of tweezers to a lead atom and turn it into a gold atom. And we are right back where we were once again. Can't believe that really didn't take as long as I thought. I guess 4 spaces and just a square body of water with all kinds of rocks in it. Maybe it's not as many spaces of water as Route 219, or 2... I said it earlier in this video, and I've actually been hunting this for a while, so I forgot what number it is. I think it was, oh no, 119, not 219, that's Hoenn, ugh. Soft sand right there raises the power of ground type moves, might be useful to you. Really do not push that boulder down a space and have to push it all the way down before you can get out. It is pain and suffering and misery, and I've done it before because I've been on my bike. It is the worst. Gonna use another max repel, and we can keep going, I guess. Like, push that aside, get another item, or revive. Okay. More helpful items, more good stuff you might want to pick up. Of course there is something down here. What is it with just... I know I've ranted about this before, but so many items hidden behind HMs, and it just makes it so necessary for you to have a Pokemon dedicated to this feature, if not 2 of them. It's really annoying, but I guess it just further illustrates the reason why I decided to have Tropius, and why is there just like a line on the right side of the screen? Or that's weird. There's some weird aliasing on the edges of the screen, just in this game in particular. I know that it's not unusual for games to have that all the time, and I know that on the DS, the 3D is a little bit finicky. 3D is in the visuals, not as in it being a 3DS, whatever. Full restore right there, so yet another really good item. And with that, we can now leave this floor. And in this area, there is a cave that is only in Platinum version. Get the Never Melt Ice in all of its awkwardly named glory, raises the power of Ice-type moves. This room is only in Platinum, and in it, if you have access to a certain event Pokemon from many, many years ago, you are able to find the legendary Pokemon, Regice, also a nugget. Regice is a fantastic special wall. It might have reigned supreme back in Generation 3 and been knocked down a few pegs, but it's definitely still viable. Though I will say the physical special split was not kind to pure ice types and only further pronounced their many weaknesses. While Regice is still good as a special wall, remember that ice only resists itself. Plus, all types now have physical moves to play around with. As such, you might have a hard time switching into it, but it can still function as a wall if used at the right times. Man, between Feebas, Riolu, and now Regice, these special encounters are just coming out of our ears in this place. This area of Mount Coronet, who knew it was dense with so many special Pokemon? But it's over. Yeah, that was really short, actually. There was just a lot to do and a lot to see in that really small area of Mount Coronet. We've arrived in Route 216, and this region is finally living up to its name. But I think we're gonna save the crossing of the frozen tundra until next time. Next time on Pokemon Platinum, we head out towards Lake Aquity and see if we can find any trace of Barry. Also, if you want to suggest a nickname for the Feebas, I need one. Suggest it either in the comments of this video or on Twitter using hashtag #ChuggaPlatinum. See you guys then, and enjoy this awesome music. If this doesn't get you pumped for exploring the next area, I don't know what will.